So welcome you all for the Google online classes. So today we'll start the new chapter. After completion of the thermal properties of matter, then the next chapter is thermodynamics. So very important chapter and for objective point of view, especially for either JEE or NEET. So many questions are asking. Weightage is more. So to ask the questions from this thermodynamics. In this thermodynamics, the part 1 will discuss, that is of calorimetry. So what is calorimetry? Okay, na? Like the last chapter we have seen thermometry. Now this chapter we will see calorimetry. First part is calorimetry. The second part we will discuss is thermodynamics. Calorimetry means measurement of heat. Calorimetry deals with the measurement of heat. There is one device there which is used to measure the heat. The device name is called as calorimeter. What is the device name? Calorimeter is the device which is used to measure temperature. So, heat device used for measuring heat. Okay, so that is called as calorimeter. Okay, na? Calorimetry and calorimetry. What is the meaning of heat? Heat means what? Heat is the form of energy. Last chapter also we discussed. Heat is the form of energy in the form of transist. Transist in the sense which can flow from high temperature body to low temperature body. That heat we know. So that heat SI units also you know. The SI unit of heat is given by joule, whereas the Celsius units are given by calorie. When this conversion also we know, 1 calorie is equal to approximately 4.2 joules. The conversion throughout this chapter also very important. 1 calorie is equal to 4.182 joules, which can be approximately taken as 4.2 joules. Okay, na? So that is the definition of heat. After that, we will start our discussion with the specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. Simply you can also call it as specific heat, represented by the symbol S. What is specific heat? So generally, to rise the temperature of a body, we need to supply heat. Better? Without supplying heat, we cannot increase the temperature. There are some other methods are there. So by doing some work also, we can increase the temperature. That we will discuss later. So in generally till now, so what we know is to increase the temperature of a body. So what we need to supply, heat is needed to supply. That heat needed to supply, how much heat is needed to supply? That depends upon two factors. What is delta Q? Heat needed to supply. That directly proportional to mass of the substance. How much quantity of mass you are taking, that is important. When you take more mass, more heat needed to supply. When you take less mass, less heat is needed to supply. Understood? At the same time, the heat needed to supply directly proportional to rise in temperature. Symbols careful. This is delta Q, this is delta theta. Where delta theta is change in temperature. Are you getting up? Whenever if you want to increase more temperature, you need to supply more heat. Whenever you want to supply less temperature, increase less temperature, you need to supply less heat. So on what factors the heat are required to supply depends upon. It depends upon the mass, it depends upon rising temperature. From these two, so what can I write? Delta Q proportional to M into delta T. Correct? To remove the proportionality, delta Q is equal to some constant S into M into delta theta. That constant name only called as specific heat capacity. So from this, S value is equal to 1 by M into delta Q divided by delta theta. So what is the name of S is called as, where S is the specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity of the given substance. Okay, na? Yes, this is the formula for S. Okay, so what is the definition for S? if m is equal to 1 kg or 1 unit and delta theta is equal to 1 Kelvin or 1 degree centigrade, then what happened to S? S value is equal to delta Q. So that is specific heat is numerically equal to amount of heat supplied to rise the temperature of a substance of mass 1 unit. It is not compulsory every time I should take it as 1 kg. I can also take it as 1 gram. When I take it to 1 gram, I need to consider the temperature as 1 Kelvin, 1 degree centigrade. To rise the temperature substance of any substance of mass 1 unit by 1 degree Celsius, how much heat is needed to supply? That heat is called as specific heat. The name only telling now specific. It is specified for what purpose? It is specified for rising the temperature by 1 degree, 1 unit of a substance of unit mass. That is the definition of S. Okay, na? So, what are the SI units of S? S SI units are given by S formula delta Q by delta theta into M. So, unit of heat is given by joule. So, kg inverse, Kelvin inverse. Okay, na? When you write the scientist name, total name when you write start with the small letter. When you write the symbol, write on the capital letter. So that rule is must and should. So what are the SI unit of S given by joule, kg inverse, Kelvin inverse. Whereas the Celsius units are given by, so Celsius unit of heat is calorie, gram inverse and centigrade inverse. Calorie, gram inverse and centigrade inverse. Okay, Rara? So that is the units. After the units, what are the factors on which S depends? On which S value depends? What is S? Specific heat capacity depends. So main factors are specific heat capacity depends upon nature of the material. It depends upon nature of the material. This value different for different material. This value not same for all material. It is depends upon nature of the material and it depends upon temperature scale. So what is the scale in which you are measuring the temperature? That the temperature scale is important. Only these are the two factors on which the specific heat capacity of a substance depends upon. Specific heat capacity not depends upon mass. Specific heat capacity depends only on nature of the material and it depends upon which one? Temperature scale. Okay, now actually here we consider specific heat here mass we consider in kgs. When we consider mass in kilogram, in moles, that specific heat is called as molar specific heat capacity. What is molar specific heat capacity or molar specific heat? Molar specific heat represented by C, capital C. Okay, now in some books they also will give you specific heat also with the symbol C. Okay, so they will represent with the small c, this is capital C. To avoid the confusion, here I written yes, this is C. So what is molar specific heat means? If I consider the substance mass in moles, then that specific heat is called as molar specific heat. What is the definition for C? C given by 1 by n into delta Q divided by what? Delta theta. What is the name of n here? Where n is the number of moles. What is n? Number of moles. Okay, na? So moles of a substance. But that is the formula for n. What is the number of moles formula? Number of moles is equal to mass divided by molecular weight. Mass divided by molecular weight. Definition know that in chemistry, so you will get many times. Then n can be written as m divided by capital M, where small m is mass, capital M is the molecular weight. Then what can I write in the C formula? C can be written as in place of n, so capital M by small m, because it is 1 by n. N is equal to small m by capital M. 1 by n is equal to, so that is capital M by small m into delta Q divided by delta theta. Correct? Delta Q divided by delta theta. from this, so what can I write? What is the relation here? I can write C value is equal to capital M into 1 by small m into delta Q divided by delta theta. What is 1 by small m into delta Q divided by delta theta value is S. So this is the relation between specific heat and the molar specific heat. So molar specific heat, to obtain the specific heat should be multiplied with the molecular weight. Then you get molar specific heat. So what are the SI units of molar specific heat? Molar specific heat SI units are given by joule, mole inverse and Kelvin inverse. In place of kg, so what will get? Mole inverse and Kelvin inverse. Where CGS units are given by calorie, mole units are same in both SI system and CGS system. So calorie, mole inverse and centigrade inverse. Calorie, mole inverse and centigrade inverse. So this is the two types, that is the molar specific heat capacity. Generally the gases will have two specific heat capacities. So gases, the specific heat capacity of gases. For gases there are two specific heat capacities are there. The first one is the specific heat capacity at a constant term. This is molar only. Specific heat capacity at a constant pressure. One is of Cp and other one is specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity at a constant volume. At a which volume? Constant volume, which is given by C. But remember better, in some notations they will give you specific heat with small c and molar specific heat with the capital C. Whatever it given, so this is the relation. Why gases will have two specific heats? Gases can be heated. When you are heating a gas, pressure also changes, volume also changes. So simultaneously. But measurement of both simultaneously difficult. To avoid this problem, by keeping the pressure constant, we will measure, we will supply the heat. That is a specific heat at a constant pressure, and one more is the specific heat at a constant volume. When we discuss thermodynamics, that relations are very, very important. Maximum topic are based on that relations only. Cp minus Cp is equal to R, gamma is equal to Cp divided by Cv. That all relations are there now. That is based on that. Regarding this specific heat for the gases, in detail we will discuss in thermodynamics. Okay, Nara? Okay, so this is next. Specific heat capacity almost independent of temperature. It not depends upon temperature, but with increasing the temperature, specific heat capacity slightly increases. Listen the concepts properly. When you listen the concept properly, then only you can able to answer the conceptual questions. If you have seen yesterday that the NEET paper, that Sunday NEET paper, so out of 45 questions, so easily 30 to 35 questions easily can be answered. If you thorough with the concept, so that question can be answered easily. Okay, so no need of everyone will think that physics in the sense very complicated. But compared with the CET physics paper, so NEET physics paper is somewhat very easy. But the thing is, you should get the concept clearly. When concept is understood, even for the second assignment, I given nearly around 124 questions for the concept also. When you are answering the concept in notes, simply don't write answer. Simply don't send option to lecture. When you write one option, write down with the reason. Then only your question will be considered as a correct one. Otherwise, it will not consider. Why I am telling now means, when you listen the concept properly, and the concept is cleared properly, so easily conceptual questions, not only conceptual questions, remaining questions also you can attempt. Okay now? So, almost specific heat does not depends upon temperature. If specific heat depends upon temperature, if yes depends on temperature. Can I write it as simply temperature? What is the general formula for Q? Total heat supplied will be given by Q is equal to m into integration of S into d theta. The temperature changing from theta 1 to theta 2. Whenever S is given as a function of temperature d theta, then to calculate the heat supplied, the formula will be given by. So what is the general formula for Q? Q is equal to m into S into d theta. If S is not depends upon temperature, this formula. If S depends upon temperature, this formula. This is so how S value depends upon temperature. Next one. So among the solids, liquids, gases. So matter will exist in three states now: solids, liquids, and gases. Specific heat capacity maximum for water. So maximum, S is maximum for water. The water specific heat capacity SW value in CGS system is 1 calorie gram inverse centigrade inverse. Whereas in SI system, because 1 calorie 4.2 now, you get 4200. So joules kg inverse Kelvin inverse. You have to remember some values, especially for water. Water specific heat value in SI system and in CGS system. So this is the value for CGS system and this is the value of SI system. So specific heat value more for water out of three states. What happens when specific heat is more? When specific heat is more, that substance is bad conductor of heat. Means the substance cannot be heated fastly. The substance cannot be heated cold slowly. There are two things will happen. It cannot be heated fastly because specific heat more means more heat required to rise the temperature, and you cannot cool the substance too fastly because specific heat value more means more heat required to rise the temperature. More heat should be liberated to fall the temperature. Understood? This is the reason why water will be used as a coolant in radiators. In vehicles radiator, why water only will be preferred? Why not be some other oils means? So water specific heat capacity will be more. So whereas, and one more important point, this is for liquids, not for all. In case of this is only for solids and liquids. When I consider solids, liquids and gases, if I consider three, so S is maximum for hydrogen, whereas the hydrogen specific heat capacity will be given by 3.5, so calorie gram inverse centigrade inverse. Okay, and whereas in liquids and gases, in liquids and solids, specific heat is maximum for water. Okay now, whereas the specific heat is least for radium. So radium whose value will be of 0.022, that is calorie gram inverse centigrade inverse. Okay now, so this is for specific heat capacity. Okay now, so and one more important point is this at absolute zero, this specific heat capacity value will be 0. At absolute zero, specific heat capacity will be of 0. And one more important point is for isothermal process. What is isothermal process? We will come to know in thermodynamics. Whereas in isothermal process, so what will be constant? Heat will be constant. Then d theta is 0. So specific heat will become infinity. Why it is infinity means S formula 1 by m into so delta Q divided by delta theta. Delta theta value 0. Whereas in isothermal process, temperature remains constant. Whenever temperature remains constant, change in temperature is 0. Then that's why what happened to S value? S value will be infinity. Whereas for adiabatic process, what is the meaning of adiabatic process? There is no exchange of heat. So Q value constant. When Q value constant, dQ value 0. When dQ value 0, S value will be 0. Many times asked question. What is the specific heat capacity for isothermal process and for adiabatic process? Clear? So this is regarding the specific heat capacity. Okay. So after completion of the specific heat capacity, next we will discuss regarding, so what is the heat capacity? In specific heat capacity, we will specify the mass, whereas in heat capacity, this heat capacity is also called as thermal capacity. Thermal heat capacity. What is thermal heat capacity? It is represented by the symbol H. In this round, we will not specify the mass. The amount of heat required is directly proportional to rise of temperature. Obviously, when mass is not mentioned, how much heat needed to supply is directly proportional to how much temperature to be rise. If I want to rise more temperature, more heat is needed to supply. Otherwise less. Because every time we cannot measure, so what is the mass? Every time we cannot take mass of one unit. If mass is unknown, then the heat capacity or heat supply directly proportional to rise of temperature. Symbols carefully. Here Q is heat, theta is the temperature. To remove the proportionality, the constant is given by H into delta theta. The H value can be written as delta Q divided by delta theta. This is the formula for H. If whenever delta theta value is 1 Kelvin or 1 centigrade, so what happened to H value? H value is equal to delta Q. So what does mean? The heat capacity numerically equal to heat supplied to a substance to rise the temperature to 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. Body of any mass to rise the temperature by 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin, how much heat is needed to supply? So that heat is called as what? Heat capacity. What is the understood? So heat capacity formula what we have written? H value delta Q divided by delta theta. The SI unit of heat capacity, SI unit of heat is joule by, so that is joule Kelvin inverse. Whereas the CGS units are given by calorie centigrade inverse. Okay, calorie centigrade inverse. What are the factors on which H value depends? What are the factors on which heat capacity depends? Heat capacity depends upon, so nature of the substance, nature of material, and the heat capacity also depends upon mass of the substance. Mass of the substance. How much mass you are considering, that is also important. And the last one is heat capacity depends upon, so temperature scale. Temperature scale. In which temperature scale you are measuring, temperature is measuring in which scale. So that is also important for H. Heat capacity depends upon these factors. Clear? So after coming to know heat capacity, now I want to derive relation between heat capacity and the specific heat capacity. So what is the relation between S and H? What is S? Heat specific heat capacity, and H is the heat capacity. The formula of S given by 1 by m into delta Q divided by delta theta. Whereas what is the formula for H is given by H is equal to, so delta Q divided by delta theta. From these two, what can I write? S value is equal to 1 by m into, can I write in place of delta Q by delta theta H? Then what I get H value? H is equal to m into S. That is heat capacity is equal to, so product of mass and specific heat capacity. Whenever a specific heat capacity given, to calculate the heat capacity, you need to multiply this specific heat capacity with which one? Mass. H value is equal to how much? M into S. Okay, na? Understood? So this is regarding heat capacity. After completion of heat capacity, so next one is so what is water equivalent? Water equivalent. Water equivalent means what? Water equivalent is the mass of the water whose thermal capacity same as that of water, or whose thermal capacity same as that of the given substance. Sorry, it is the quantity of mass of the water whose thermal capacity same as that of substance. Then that substance is called as water equivalent. To understand this, let us consider, so certain substance, one calorimeter, copper vessel I take. In this copper vessel, so I taken some water. When I can call, so this water substance, that copper vessel as a water equivalent. To call it as a water equivalent, the heat capacity of water should be equal to heat capacity of the substance. Heat capacity is the product of mass and the specific heat capacity. Mass of the water and the specific heat capacity of water. Here heat capacity of the substance is the product of mass of the substance into specific heat. Can I write? Just now only there we written H value m into s. What is the heat capacity of the substance? Water, mass of the water into specific heat capacity of water. Whereas the heat capacity of the substance is simply I write it as mass of the substance I can write ms and ss. It is somewhat confusing. So mass of the substance I called m and the specific heat capacity of the substance I called s. Then if mw is equal to mw into sw is equal to m into s, then that substance is called as water equivalent. But so sw value in SI system, so first I write in CGS system. In CGS system, SW value is 1 calorie gram inverse centigrade inverse. So what happened to the above equation? MW value is equal to m into s. What is MW? So that is mass of the water. That is nothing but a water equivalent. So water equivalent is the product of water equivalent is equal to mass of the water. So which is equal to product of mass and the specific heat of the substance. What is the SI unit of water equivalent? Water equivalent SI unit is given by kg. It is not m into s. Here it is mass only. So mass written as mass SI unit is kg. Whereas the CGS units are given by so gram. Are you getting it? So whenever they given water equivalent means indirectly they given product of mass of the substance with the specific heat of substance. For example, they told calorimeter, the water equivalent of calorimeter is 20 grams. Calorimeter of water equivalent of calorimeter 20 grams means MW value 20 grams. This is I am taking one example. In a calorimeter, the calorimeter water equivalent is 20 grams. That is mass of the water is 20 grams. But what is MW value? MW value is equal to m into s. MW is the product of mass of the substance with the specific heat of the substance. So that answer will be equal to how much? 20. Are you getting it? So when you can call water equivalent of a substance means if the water equivalent is equal to mass of the water whose heat capacity same as that of the substance. Understood? That is called as water equivalent. Very important point while doing objective. Whenever they given water equivalent means that is the mass of the water whose heat capacity same as that of the given substance. This is regarding water equivalent. After completion of the water equivalent, the next we will discuss is, so what is the principle of method of mixtures? We know that calorimetry deals with the measurement of heat. Just now only we discussed calorimetry deals with the measurement of heat, whereas a calorimeter is a device which is used to measure heat. So what is the purpose? To measure the heat. What is the device is there? That is called as calorimeter. Calorimeter works on the principle of, method of mixtures. Principle of method of mixtures. What is this principle? Very important principle. So what is the principle? This principle states that so whenever two or more liquids or whenever two or more substances of different temperature, if they mixed with each other such that no heat is lost to the surroundings, then the amount of heat lost by the hot body will be equal to amount of heat gained by the cold body. So this principle is called as principle of method of mixtures. When you mix two or more liquids or two or more one liquid and one solid of different temperature, when they mix it with each other. But remember, here must and should precaution you have to take is you should not allow any heat to escape to surrounding. When no heat is escaped to surrounding, the heat lost by the hot body will be exactly equal to heat gained by the cold body. We will apply this principle many times in this chapter for doing of numerics. Then, how much amount of heat loss or heat gain? If I consider one container, in this container I mixed two liquids. One liquid of mass M1, specific heat is S1. Other liquid of mass M2, specific heat is S2. Such that first liquid temperature is theta 1, second liquid temperature is theta 2, theta 1 greater than theta 2. Theta 1 greater than theta 2 means first liquid at high temperature, then second liquid. Then that time what happened? First liquid will lose the heat. How much heat loss given by? To calculate the heat loss, we will use the formula S is equal to 1 by m into delta Q divided by delta theta. From this what I will get delta Q? Delta Q is equal to m into S into delta theta. M into S into delta theta. So after mixing, the temperature of the mixture can I call theta naught. So theta naught is less than theta 1, theta naught is greater than theta 2. Then heat loss, how much quantity of heat loss? That is given by, can I write it directly here? So heat lost by the hot body given by M1, S1. So theta, delta theta value, so theta 1 minus theta 1. Similarly, heat gained by the cold body given by M2, S2. So what I will get here? Theta naught minus theta. Theta naught minus theta. Understood? By using this relation, if I want to calculate the temperature of the mixture, that we can calculate. Or if they given theta naught value, theta 1 value, if they ask theta 2, that can be calculated. Or if they given theta 1, theta naught, theta 2, M1 value and M2 value and S1 value, if they ask to calculate S2, that can be calculated. Even one experiment also you have did in lab, we can calculate a specific heat capacity of one aluminum rod, aluminum ball. That can be calculated by using this principle only. If you are capable to apply this principle, so many numericals of this chapter can be solved easily. How I written this quantity of heat? By using specific heat definition. S value 1 by m into delta Q divided by this one delta theta. Okay, na? So let us see one important note related with this specific heat. There are three liquids are there of masses M1, M2, M3. Specific heats S1, S2, S3. Temperatures theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. If they are mixed well, of different temperatures, if they are mixed well, what is the temperature of the mixture? I want to calculate temperature of the mixture. What is the final mixture temperature I want to calculate? So here also to calculate the temperature of the mixture, we will apply the principle. So this is only heat lost by the hot body will be equal to heat gained by the cold body. Correct? So after adding all are attained the same temperature, let me call the common temperature is theta. Let me call common temperature is theta. So what is the heat lost by first body? M1 S1 heat lost or gain. M1 S1 theta 1 plus M2 S2 theta 2 plus M3 S3 theta 3 will be equal to, so M1 S1 final temperature is theta, M2 S2 final temperature is theta, M3 S3 final temperature is theta. I want to calculate what is the value of theta. So theta value given by M1 S1 theta 1 plus M2 S2 theta 2 plus M3 S3 theta 3 divided by, so M1 S1 plus M2 S2 plus M3 S3. So you may ask one doubt, sir, how can you write all liquids are losing the heat? Means actually this is the term you will get after rearranging the term. So some one liquid, for example, if theta 1 greater than theta 2 and theta 2 greater than theta 3, that time what happens? So first body, the second body will absorb the heat from the first body, third body will absorb the heat from the second body. By using that formula only we can write. So you can remember, whenever if they are asked to calculate temperature of the mixture when liquids are mixed, so then the formula for heat. Okay, now? And one more important formula here is under this node, when two liquids of masses M1 M2, specific heats S1 and S2. So when both are at the same temperature theta theta, if they mixed, so I want to calculate what is the specific heat of mixture. The specific heat of mixture of gas is given by, so S mix. Same formula only. In this what should I take? Theta 1 value is equal to theta 2 value is equal to theta 3. Correct? So all are same. Then I will get S mix value. So given by how much? What is the formula for S mixture? So mixture of the gases, the specific heat capacity of the mixture of gases. And again, so M1 into S mix after mixing plus M2 into S mix will be equal to how much? M1 S1 plus M2 S2. From this, the formula for S mix will become M1 into S1 plus M2 into S2 divided by, so M1 plus M2. What is this formula? This is the formula to calculate the, so specific heat capacity of the mixture of liquids. When two liquids of masses M1 and M2, specific heats S1 and S2, if they mixed with each other, the specific heat capacity of the mixture is given by M1 S1 plus M2 S2 by M1 plus M2. Clear? So that is the formula. Okay, so this is the principle of method of mixtures. And one more time I am telling, maximum of this calorimetry, 50% of the questions are based on this principle of method of mixtures only. Okay, next. After completion of this principle of method of mixtures, the next topic is we will discuss regarding the change of state. This is the last topic for this class. So what is change of states? So we know that matter will exist in three states: solid, liquid and gases. Correct? What is change of state? If the matter is changing from one state to other state, so one form to other form, that we are calling it as, so change of state. Mainly we will come across there are two different change of states. The first one is given by melting. What is the meaning of melting? So in this melting what happens? Solid will be converted into liquid. Melting is a process in which what happens? With increasing the temperature of the solid, at a particular temperature, the solid will be converted into liquid. So this is called as what? Melting. What is the reverse process of melting is called as, when I remove the heat, So liquid will be converted into solid. So that is called as what? Fusion. What is the name? Fusion. So what is the meaning of melting point? Melting point temperature, or simply we can call it as melting point. The temperature at which, the constant temperature at which a solid will be converted into liquid. At what temperature solid is converting into liquid, that temperature is called as melting point. Okay, Nara? Melting point temperature. This melting point temperature not same for all solids. Melting point temperature depends upon nature of the solid. It depends upon nature of the material. Melting point depends upon the nature of the material, and it depends upon the pressure, and it depends upon the impurities present. What are the impurities which are present? So that is also will affect the melting point of a solid. So with the pressure also, this point is very important for us. It depends upon the nature of the material, and it depends upon the impurities present, and it depends upon the pressure. So melting point is the temperature at which the solid will be converted into liquid. Whenever a solid is converting into liquid, the melting point temperature will remain constant. I will take the example of water. So I will take the example of ice. Ice is converting into water. You take the water at 0. When you take the water, first initially I will take ice rush. So ice at a temperature minus 10 degrees. When it started heating, so temperature of the ice will keep on increase. So then ice will convert into at 0 degrees. When you supply steam heater, that ice will be melted into water. What is the initial temperature of the water? 0 degrees. What I want to tell is, whenever a substance state is changing from solid to liquid, so temperature will remain constant. The melting point temperature will remain constant whenever a solid is converting into liquid. So whenever during melting, so solid state and liquid state both are in thermal equilibrium. Both are in thermal equilibrium. How can you tell both are in thermal equilibrium? So before converting into liquid, the temperature of the solid and water, liquid, both are same. That's why they are in thermal equilibrium. How melting point will affected by the pressure, we will come to know after discussing. So next one is what is vaporization. After completion of melting, next one is the vaporization, or it is also called as what? Boiling. So what is vaporization? When you take liquid, when you started supplying heat, the temperature of the liquid will be increases. At one particular temperature, the liquid will be converted into vapor. That process is called as vaporization. When you cool down this vapor, that vapor again converted into liquid. So that is called as condensation. What is the name? So condensation, vaporization and condensation. So what is the meaning of boiling point? Boiling point temperature. The temperature at which the liquid converted into vapor. The constant temperature at which the liquid converted into vapor. So that is called as what? Boiling point. Boiling point temperature. If I take the example of water and vapor, water to convert into vapor. So first when you supply the heat, when water temperature reaches to 100 degrees, when still you are supplying heat, so what happens? Water will be converted into vapor. So before converting into vapor, the temperature of the water is 100 degrees. After conversion, immediately the vapor temperature also 100 degrees. So both are in thermal equilibrium. The boiling point temperature, so during the change of state, will remain constant. Even this boiling point also not same for all liquids. What are the factors? What are the factors on which the boiling point depends? The boiling point also depends upon nature of the material. It depends upon the nature. So nature of the material, and it depends upon the pressure, and it depends upon the impurities. It depends upon which factors? Impurities. Here also very important point. How does the pressure affect the boiling point? that we'll discuss in the next class. Okay, so it depends upon boiling point temperature, depends upon which one nature of the material, and so it depends upon the pressure and it depends upon the impurities. The last point of this today class is, so what is the meaning of evaporation? Evaporation. Generally, you know evaporation. So when you take some petrol outside, when you put that petrol outside, it will evaporate. So evaporation means escaping of molecule from the surface. That is called what? Evaporation. In order to take place boiling will occur only at boiling point temperature. Evaporation will occur at any temperature. But evaporation will take place will take place slowly. The difference between the evaporation and the boiling, you should get it clearly. Whereas in boiling, what happens? The molecules will be, heat will be transferred from any direction. Whereas in evaporation, molecules will escape only from the surface. Boiling will occur only at a particular temperature. Evaporation will occur at any temperature. But evaporation is a slow process compared with the boiling temperature. The example for the evaporation is the working of refrigerator coolers. So that is evaporation only. It is not boiling. Even one more important point, our body temperature can be also maintained. So because of the evaporation, by evaporating the sweat, so we can maintain our body temperature. So evaporation is also, evaporation will take place fastly whenever the temperature difference between the body and surrounding is more. Otherwise it will take place slowly. Evaporation also depends upon nature of the liquid. The major difference here you should get is in evaporation. So what happens to the molecules will escape from the surface only. Okay, that is called what? Evaporation. In the next class we will discuss how does the boiling point and melting point, so depends on pressure. That will continue and we will discuss so what is the working principle of pressure cooker, like that interesting topics. When you show interest, concept cleared easily means, so automatically doing of numericals is very easy. Okay na? So do well assignment. Okay, thank you.